Now, we will study about the different designs of curriculum. So, the first design that we are going to discuss is subject centered curriculum. The subject centered curriculum is quite a kind of traditional and old pattern of curriculum design, where subject centered curriculum is also called content centered curriculum. Why we are saying it content centered curriculum? Because the content is given much more importance in comparison to other kind of requirement. Say for example, if the content is selected is good, content selected is organized in such a way that a topic concern is well designed and learner is going through this. So, this kind of curriculum is known as subject centered curriculum. What is specific feature? That the content is given more importance in comparison to other components of curriculum. Subject centered curriculum is an approach to curriculum design that places a strong emphasis on the content and mastery of subject matter. Because we are giving much more importance to subject, so definitely if the subject is qualitative and there is mastery of subject matter, that is the information provided by the curriculum planner is adequate, appropriate and having subjectivity, having less subjectivity and more objectivity, definitely this kind of curriculum, that is subject centered curriculum, will be qualitative. This approach focuses on the acquisition of knowledge, skills and abilities related to specific subjects such as mathematics, science, history or literature. So, this approach having the main purpose of this approach is to provide knowledge and to provide qualitative knowledge, to provide subjective knowledge and as well as the objective knowledge and a knowledge that is directly related to the particular subject and is specifically related to a particular lesson or the chapter when we arrange this curriculum centered curriculum. Skills and abilities are also given importance, because if the knowledge acquired by the students and student is able to apply this knowledge to the outer environment, definitely he is having certain kind of skills. So, the subject centered curriculum is useful in the sense that it provides knowledge along with there is space for developing skills and abilities, mental abilities and kind of emotional abilities and a kind of hand skills. So, the what kind of abilities it can develop and what kind of the knowledge selected for this subject centered curriculum is good for developing different kind of abilities among the students. Definitely this subject curriculum is good in the sense that it provides knowledge of the subjects, along with it also develops certain skills and abilities among the students such as mathematics, science, history or literature. What knowledge is required through this subject mathematics and what kind of skills likely to be developed through this subject mathematics and what kind of abilities are required to develop, that is abilities, mathematical skills and reasoning skills, problem solving skills. So, such kind of abilities and such kind of skills are developed through subject centered curriculum. These subjects are that mentioned here: mathematics, that is problem solving skills; science, that is scientific attitude, that is scientific interest and a kind of scientific way of doing work. So these all kind of skills and all kind of abilities are developed through subject centered curriculum. History, what happened in past and what was the consequences of it, what was the reason of this kind of incidents, and literature is concerned with the development of mental abilities as well as emotional development. Say for example, if someone is going, one learner is going through literature, say for example Hindi, and he go through a poem and he likes the poem and he try to write such kind of poems. Say for example, one piece of literature is one piece of poem is there, and that poem is having certain kind of emotions that happen between conversation between mother and child. So mother is saying, माओ कहकर बुला रही थी, मिट्टी खाकर आई थी, मैंने पूछा ये क्या लाई, बोल उठी माँ तुम खाओ, हुआ हृदय प्रफुल्लित मेरा, मैंने कहा तुम ही खाओ. So this is a kind of conversation between mother and child, and mother is saying or mother is expressing that what the child has done and what kind of expression she has in these words. This poem is written by Subhadra Kumari Chauhan, and this poem is good in the sense that in a few words, the child, the mother has explained all the love between mother and child. So this expression of love, this expression of affection shows that the students will also be happy to passing through this poem, and they will also try to write something. Few lines on mother and child, few lines on love for mothers, and few lines of sacrifice, dedication of mother. So these kind of piece of literature and the subject literature gives and develop emotional development of the students. Similarly, there are so many poems in English literature that also express the feelings of different situation, and the poet write it in few words. So such kind of poems and essay, drama give some message to the students, and passing through these all, the students thrilled and they start to write something on paper also. So the main purpose of this kind of subject is that we want to develop writing skills, we want to develop reading skills among the students. So the subject centered curriculum is beneficial in the sense that it helps to develop cognitive abilities, this helps to develop skills. Along with this, it is also helpful to develop psychomotor domain of the students. Curriculum is organized around a set of core subjects or disciplines. Say for example, we are not taking different subject in this curriculum, but we select that what is the discipline, say for example mathematics. So we are trying to develop curriculum of one subject, that is mathematics. So core subjects, a set of core subjects means common subjects, that is very essential that everyone should go through, every child should go through this, because you must have observed that at school stage the students learn this English, social studies, science, etc. Lot of subjects are there, games, and this curricular activities, lot of subjects are there. So what is this? This is a set of a core curriculum that is essential for the holistic development of the students. So curriculum is organized around a set of core subjects or discipline. It follows the Herbartian approach, which emphasizes the presentation of content in the classroom teaching. Herbartian steps means that is, it is in a very systematic way. There are few steps passing through which we try to prepare a lesson planning. So, for example, select the topic, then select the content, then decide in what way you will have to present this content, then what will be the question answers, how can we analyze, how can we synthesize, and then after that conclusion, generalization, and there is some message from the chapter. So, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps, Herbartian steps that gives importance to the subject centered curriculum in the sense that helps to spread the content, that which is the subject, history, what will be the content selected, how it is likely to be presented, give the main focus, main points, that how it is likely to be presented from past to present, and how can we make it more interesting, how can we make it more creative. This is the duty of a teacher, and what kind of skills are required, whether analytical skills or the synthesis skills or the other kind of skills that is required for its application. Then at last we reached at a conclusion or generalization. So, these all steps have certain meaning for the curriculum developer, and it also gives a systematization and a proper organization, proper systematization, and a flow of the content also. So, we are following the Herbartian steps for this subject centered curriculum. This type of curriculum does not take into account individual differences, and it is not psychological in nature. So, what happened that we do not have any kind of space for every individual, and we are not having a kind of space for individual differences. Say for example, the content is good for all, and it is not characterized that the higher people, the students, those who are having good mental abilities, they will learn more, and those who are not having will learn with slow pace. No differentiation is there, and we only arrange the content in an organized way and we present it to the learner. So, there is no space for individual differences, and there is no space for psychological nature of the child also. So, this kind of curriculum, subject centered curriculum, is organized in such a way that it is good for all. This does not go in line with developing democratic values of freedom and equality. So, there is no freedom that this is equal for all, and democratic values are also not given space, and we, as I told you, that we follow it regularly and we follow it continuously in a systematic and organized manner. This is examination oriented, simple to follow and comfortable for teachers. Examination oriented means that at the end of the session, when students are learning, students are going to prepare the examination, they only prepare the notes from the textbooks and they try to learn it by heart, or this is a kind of rote learning. So, this is examination oriented, very helpful for the students, that the prescribed topics are given in the subjects and they are going through each and every unit of each subject and they are trying to learn it by heart. Simple to follow and comfortable for teachers. Simple for students, that we have to learn 5 topics and these are the textbooks, we will go through it and we will learn it. Similarly, it is easy for the teachers also, that a teacher decide that I have to complete 8 chapters or 5 chapters within session. So I can divide it that in 1 month I will cover one fourth and so on, whatever the planning she prepared or he prepared. So the planning they prepared, and teachers go through this planning and try to complete the curriculum. It can be easily revised and modified and follows age-old traditional method. It can be easily revised means because the content is arranged. If the content is not valuable, if the content is more difficult, if the content is not of interest of the students, so it can be revised, and at the end of the academic session this exercise can be taken place, and we can add, we can delete, whatever the content is suitable for the students, we can select the same. It can be easily revised and modified. Modified means that the start of the topic is correct, but the appropriate information is not given, and the appropriate kind of content is not here. So it would not be able to develop the holistic development of the students. So the teacher can modify it also, and can add few information and can add certain kind of new knowledge, and can modify it in a adequate or in a kind of up-to-date curriculum, and follows age-old traditional methods. Say for example, the methods are quite old and we are not able to provide the experimentation and demonstration to the students. Through this kind of exercises and through this kind of chapters, so it can be modified and it can be deleted or added in order to make it up to date. The subject matter is the most used and accepted curriculum design, and it is also the oldest curriculum design. No doubt, it is oldest in the traditional kind of curriculum designing, because most acceptable and more accepted curriculum. Why we are saying it more accepted? Because in our classrooms or in our colleges, in our schools, there are no adequate kind of classrooms. So the more large number of students can sit there and a teacher can deliver the content. So in that way, what will happen? That large number of students are getting benefit from one teacher. So no laboratory is there, no demonstration is there. Teacher is orally delivering the lecture and students are hearing. So this is the way through which this curriculum centered, this subject centered curriculum is implemented. So we can say that this design is more accepted because it is less expensive, it is less time consuming, a teacher can cover the course also, and teacher can manage the class also, because laboratory is not required, demonstration is not required, apparatus are not required, therefore easily manageable and easily can implement in the classroom. Large number of students can sit, and so we can provide benefit to number of students in one period allotted to a teacher. And it is also the oldest curriculum design. Oldest curriculum design in the sense that when we go through the past philosophies, that the idealism and naturalism, you will find that the way of delivering the lecture was only the way of teaching in these ages. So we can consider it as a most oldest curriculum design. Later on in pragmatic period, we have tried to experiment and we have tried to verify the knowledge. So the project method was discovered. So it was later on. But the oldest way of teaching was the lecture method. So this is possible through subject centered curriculum. That is why we are saying it oldest curriculum design. Features of subject centered curriculum. What are the specific kind of features of subject centered curriculum? Emphasis on subject matter, because we are arranging the content, so the main focus of the curriculum planner is on subject method. Main emphasis on selection of subject matter, because if the quality content is there, the curriculum, subject centered curriculum will be qualitative. So the curriculum is organized around core subjects or disciplines, and the content is structured to provide a thorough understanding of each subject. We try to structure the content in such a way that each and every component of this curriculum will be understandable, easily understandable by the learner. So the content is structured in such a way that it is easy to understand, it is easy to implement, it is easy to know that what we are getting from this kind of content passing through it. So core subjects or discipline means the subjects that are being taught in the school or in college. We try to organize one subject in such a way that it should be arranged in a systematic way, and it is structured in that way that passing through the content, all the content, the learner will be able to know the specific objectives, general objectives and specific objectives of the discipline concerned. Mastery of subject matter. The focus is on developing students' mastery of subject matter through the acquisition of knowledge, skills and abilities. Mastery of subject matter means that the content or the subject matter that is selected for the curriculum designing, that it should be such a kind of enriched knowledge that mastery, that is know each and every concepts clearly, this is very essential. So mastery means that understanding the concept, understanding the knowledge in such a way that there is thorough knowledge of that particular discipline. So the learner should be master of particular learning, and the content selected for that curriculum, that should also have students' mastery of subject matter through the acquisition of knowledge, skills and abilities. Acquisition of knowledge, skills and abilities, that is, that it should be in that way that enriched knowledge and the valuable skills and required abilities, that all should be developed through this subject centered curriculum. Sequential learning. The curriculum is structured in a way that provides a logical progression of learning, with each level building on the knowledge and skills developed in previous level. Sequential learning means that is in a particular sequence, that it is structured in such a way that logical progression of learning, that is a kind of reasoning or a kind of logic justification of that particular content should be here. If you are selecting the simple topic first, then you are increasing the level of difficulty of the topics. So this is a logical sequence of this particular subject matter. Instead of that, if you are giving the complicated one first, then you are moving towards simple, so that is not the logical sequence, because logical sequence says that it should be arranged from simple to difficult. Why? Because when the student starts to learn any subject, he has to warm up and he has to motivate it to learn this particular subject. So, for that it is very essential that start from a simple scenario, start from a kind of interesting way of presentation, then move to the difficulty level higher. So, this sequential learning, the curriculum is structured in a way that provides a logical progression of learning, with each level building on the knowledge and skills developed in previous levels. Two things are very important for this subject centric curriculum. First, that there should be logical sequence, passing from start from the simple and move to the difficulty level, move to the higher level of difficulty. Then second one is, what is second, that is essential for this subject centered curriculum. It is essential that it should be connected with the previous knowledge, what the student has learnt in the previous class, then connect it to the present knowledge. So, why we are doing this? That make the knowledge more easier, and that makes the knowledge interesting for the students, because whatever they have learnt in the previous chapter, they try to correlate the new subject matter. So, in that way we arrange and we structure the content of the subject centered curriculum, that the things will move smoothly, and the learner will be able, or the learner will be ready to learn more in a interesting way, and the subject liking is also very essential. So, to make the subject more specific and to make the subject more interesting, it is very essential that the content is structured, content or the subject matter is structured in such a way that every learner is ready to accept the new knowledge. Teacher centered instructions. Teachers are responsible for selecting and sequencing the content and for delivering instructions to students. So, teacher centered instruction means that for the selection of content and for arranging the content and for structuring the content, teacher is responsible for that, and for delivering instructions to students, how the content is likely to be presented to the students and how they will be happy to know more about the things, more about the knowledge. That is very important, and that is the duty and accountability of the teacher, that he should select the content in such a way that it should be in a sequential order, it should be in a logical order, and there should be a kind of space for the students to connect the knowledge with the previous one, and also how to deliver the instructions in such an interesting way. As I told you in previous lecture, that any storytelling method or any kind of teaching aid, these may also be presented to show or to start the any topic, because at the initial stages the students are not ready, so they are not happy that we are in the class, what will be learned by us, they do not know. But as you give the warm up, as you start the class in a such a way that their attention you may draw towards your topic, so that will be the teacher's most successful point of a teaching. So, assessment of learning. Assessment is focused on measuring students' mastery of subject matter and their ability to apply what they have learnt. This is also very essential or a specific feature of subject centered curriculum, that when the teacher start to impart the knowledge, when a teacher start to impart the knowledge, he does not know that how far the students are able to understand a teacher. But as and when the teacher is delivering the lecture and a teacher is trying to make the content more easier, trying to develop the interest in the chapter and trying to draw the attention of the students, and all the tactics and all the strategy he has followed in a logical way, but after completing one unit or after completing one or two topic of that particular curriculum, a teacher can understand that how far the students are able to learn. How? That after completing one or two topics, he can take a test and he can understand that what is essential here. Say for example, if the students are able to reply, it means he is going with the knowledge, is going with the pace of the teaching of a teacher, and he is able to give the answer in such a way that it can be assumed that the teaching done by a teacher is successful kind of teaching. But reverse conditions may also be here. Say for example, if a teacher is teaching in a good way, presenting the teaching aid and trying to involve the students in the teaching learning process and trying to present the content in a very interesting way, but sometimes it happens that the students are not able to reply. So there may be certain reason for that. And in terms of research, we have a research that is action research. Action research is a kind of research that helps to understand that how a teacher is successful. But the reason when we try to find out, it is very essential to change the methodology. Action research is a long process, and after findings we can conclude that why the students are not getting the good marks. But we can, the teacher can understand on the same day that why the students were not able to give the correct answer. The answer was not in an appropriate way because I started with a difficult question, or my speed of teaching was so fast that the student can't accommodate me and they were not able to understand me. So, they can't cope up with this classroom environment. So, what is needed here? That you will have to slow the speed and you will have to give the instructions in a very simple way and ask the questions after completing few content of your topic. So, this kind of assessment of learning is possible in case of subject centered curriculum on the same day. So, in Herbartian approach that we are saying, the last step of Herbartian step of lesson planning is evaluation or assessment. So, a teacher can assess how far the students are able to learn, whether there is need to modify the teaching or the teaching pattern implemented in the classroom is satisfactory. It can also be searched and it can also be identified by the teacher concerned. Information for future use. Importance is giving to acquired knowledge and information for future use. So, only those subjects are considered important which have value and which hold future vocational importance for the learner. So, importance is giving to acquired knowledge. Why? Because how far this knowledge is applicable to the future need of the students, it is also keep in mind that this kind of knowledge should also be valuable for the workplace of the students or for getting the vocational field a good chance, because after getting the degree he will be going to the facing the interview, they are facing the certain kind of workplace where they are performing well. So, these all kind of informations or the such kind of alternatives are also given place in subject centered curriculum, that the students knowledge that he received in the school, it should be valuable, it should be knowledgeable and it should be beneficial for the students. Progress is measured to the extent the students learn the subject. What how can we check the success of subject centered curriculum? This is only by the students that they learned the subject. If they are having mastery over the content, if they are having mastery over the knowledge, so we can assess that this curriculum is successful and this curriculum is effective in the classroom teaching. So, in this type of curriculum, subject matter is the most important thing to learn, and as I told you, therefore, learning is measured by how much and how well the subject matter has been mastered by the pupil. Frequent tests are provided to the students to check their degree of achievement in the respective subject. So, degree of achievement, that is academic progress of the student, can be assessed, and frequent testing can also be take place, and just to check that whether the curriculum is effective or there is need to modify it. Predetermined uniform standards of knowledge. There is a uniform standard for all the students to pass the subject, else they will have to repeat the subject. Therefore, the experts of subject centered approach strongly support the minimum standards for an examination. So, all the students achieve the set standards and qualify the examination. That the standards are set, that this is your syllabus and you will have to learn this within 7 or 8 months. The way of asking the question will be subjective or maybe multiple choice, maybe objective kind of assessment here. So, standards are decided by the university or by the school authorities, and a student has only learned it in any way. It may be through understanding or just to learn by rote learning. So, whatever the kind of alternative a learner has adopted, he learnt it and he appeared in the examination, and after qualifying the examination as per the set standard of the particular examination, he declared promoted or need to carry on again. So, whatever the standard decided by the board or by the university, so on the basis of that a student is giving progress to the next class. Each subject is a separate unit with its specific logical organization. Importance is given to the acquisition of skills, facts and information for vocational purposes in various logically organized subjects, and the teacher teaches different subjects and they do not discuss or plan subjects together. So, each teacher is provided the set design of syllabus, and he has to go through these all topics, and at the end the teacher decide that in what way he has to discuss these all topics in the class. So, each subject is a separate unit and its specific logical organization required certain specific kind of treatment, and it is in the hand of a teacher what kind of treatment she is giving to the content matter. Practice in skills in emphasized. Practice in skills, that is the main aspect of subject based curriculum is to continue practicing or drill in a specific skill. It is one of the typical characteristics of subject based curriculum, because we are not making any kind of demonstration, we are not trying to give the space to experimentation. So, revision is very essential. Revision or do it again and again, that is practice. This is very essential to get the mastery over the subject matter. And for this purpose, multiple methods are used. Evaluations, exercise sessions and tuition classes are often dedicated to such type of practices, and all the students are provided equal opportunity to participate. So, for the involvement of the students in the subject centered curriculum, space given for the revision, and they are also giving different kind of exercises so that a teacher can assess whether the student has get mastery over the content or some kind of modification is needed in the content or in teaching practices, pedagogical practices, whatever is required. On the basis of that, we can modify this subject centered curriculum. Subject matter is selected by experts for teaching learning situation. The content of the subject is selected in advance before the teaching learning process, and the subject matter is logically organized from simple to complex with the help of the experts, specialists, teacher supervisor, planners, writers and administrators. So, this subject matter or the content is selected by the experts, those who are experts of particular discipline or subject. Learning subject matter is an end in itself. The main focus of the teacher, administrators and student is to complete the subject matter, to cover all the topics which are provided in the course outlined by listening to lectures and studying the recommended textbooks, and all this is done in order to prepare for the examination for the teacher, and to finish the textbook on time is a great accomplishment. So, learning subject matter is an end in itself. The main objective of each teacher is that every teacher likes to complete this course, and at the end there will be examination and listening lectures and doing this revision exercises and other kind of exercises, drill exercises and other kind of practices. This is the only specific feature of this curriculum centered, subject centered curriculum. So, all this is done in order to prepare for the examination. The main purpose and main goal of every student is to enter, to appear in the examination, and on the basis of performance the result is declared. For the teachers to finish the textbooks on time is a great accomplishment. That I have covered my course, so I finished my duty is over, and I will have to take the next session. And so, this is the main, or this is the great responsibility of a teacher, to cover the course, and what is likely to be done in the next session he decides on the basis of performance of the students.